What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards, and welcome to the Soccer Comic Rant. We got a few topics to talk about, most of them about the FA Cup. We're going to talk about Liverpool getting their ass beat by Plymouth. Is it Plymouth?
Yeah, Plymouth Argyle.
It's named after an old school American car and socks. They beat Liverpool. Argyle socks beat Liverpool. We're going to talk about Tottenham having it handed to them by Villa. We're going to talk about Marcus Rashford's debut at Villa. We're going to talk about what that Southampton do against Burnley, or what they didn't do against Burnley. We're going to talk about what Man United barely did versus Leicester. We're going to talk about Man City barely scraping it past Leighton Orient. We're going to talk the big Merseyside derby, the last one to take place at Goodison Park. And can Liverpool go 9 points up on Arsenal by using their game in hand to get all 3 points? And did I say Man United versus Tottenham at the weekend? And also Man City versus Real Madrid in Champions League playoff, round one. I don't know what they call it when they go back and forth. But we got Lee Hudson, stand-up comic, Southampton fan, resigned to his fate as being in the championship next year. What's up, fam? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. This was meant to be a distraction weekend with the FA Cup, but nah, just more misery, more pain.
I know you could at least got the win. You could have. Why didn't you play them like how you played us? Or, I mean, you'll tell me what happened. I'm assuming y'all didn't play as good as that, because you wish you would have won if you did. Unless you're trying to tell me that Burnley, is it Burnley?
Yeah.
It's better than United. Tougher than United. Damn. What an indictment. Where do we even start first? We might have Alex, a Man City fan, stand-up comic, join us later. So maybe he'll pop on. But we definitely FA Cup, I guess.
Yeah. The Liverpool loss was probably the biggest result of the weekend.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, they rotated heavily, but the team they had out was still packed with internationals, packed with players. You know, I think just, I saw something like just Endo on his own cost more than the entire Plymouth team.
Damn.
So even though, the likes of Salah and people were rested, like it's still a huge upset. It's still a massive achievement from Plymouth, and they defended like warriors. Like they were putting their bodies on the line. It was a classic like cup upset game. Pinch a goal and then just defend for your lives. And yeah, Plymouth have got a new manager as well. He's an impressive guy. He came in from Cercle Bruges in Belgium, who are like the second team in Bruges.
Right.
Like Club Bruges are the main guys. But he came in from there with like a good
That's
reputation.
confusing.
It's like Man City, Man United.
So it's Bruges and what?
So there's Club Bruges, and the other ones are called Cercle Bruges.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's confusing because it's not English. You know what I mean? Just on some ignorant English shit, it's confusing. But you're right. It's not that. Right.
But yeah, so he came in from there with a good reputation. He got them in the Europa League, and they're a club with a small budget in Belgium. So yeah, he did a good job there, and then yeah, he decided he was going to come and try his luck in England, because I think he got fired out there because he was doing well in the Europa League, but this season, but then like in the league they were right near the bottom. So yeah, he's come over, and Plymouth, like he's walked into there and they're a mess. Like they're right down at the bottom of the championship and struggling, and like he got a draw against Sunderland the other day, which was like a big result for them in the league. So he's already come in and turned it around. He had like this arrival speech when he first arrived at the club that went like viral, of him talking to the players after they had just beat Brentford in a little bit, yeah, because they just beat Brentford in the previous round. And he was watching that. He'd been appointed, but he wasn't like on the touchline for that one. So yeah, Miran Muslic is the manager, and he's impressive guy. He's Most of his coaching before that was in like Austria, because his family moved to Austria when he was young, because they fled the war in Bosnia. So yeah, he's seems to be doing a good job there. And yeah, this was a big upset. I'm not sure Liverpool will be too disappointed, because they're in the Carabao Cup final. They got the Champions League going on. They're on course to win the Premier League. So I think come the end of the season, it's one they won't really really remember. But like I say, still a huge result. And yeah, it's nice to see one like this now and again.
Yeah, while you're talking, I was just bringing up like the lineup for Liverpool versus Plymouth Argyle Sox, and Luis Diaz on the left, Jota, Chiesa on the right, and Endo, Elliott, who I rate, and Simicus, Gomez. Gomez is back from his injury. Kwanzaa, who, and McDonald, Jay McDonald. And I know there's a big drop off from Van Dijk. Like, even speaking to Kojo, he's like, Van Dijk is probably the most important player. Like, he rates him over Salah. So no Van Dijk. And Plymouth get that one goal, and they just hang onto it for dear life. It's embarrassing for Liverpool, regardless, Like, what league is Plymouth in?
Championship, but they're right down the bottom. Like,
Damn.
they're in the relegation zone. They're bottom 4.
Yeah, that's not a good look. Especially for Jota to start. Like, Jota can get goals. So I don't know how he can get a goal against this team.
Yeah, like I say, they rotated, but they still had a lot of strength out there. Like, they should have. They were still clear favourites in terms of the matchups. So.
And I rate Chiesa. It's like, and he doesn't start a lot or get a lot of playing time. I don't know if I think he did get injured, but you expect Chiesa, he's a European champion, right? To be able to do something to Plymouth. Like, you won the Euros, bro. Like, how are you not breaching bottom of the championship table Plymouth's goal? Plymouth's goalkeeper, his last name is Hazard, which is hilarious. He probably worked harder than Hazard, the real Eden Hazard. But yeah. Yeah, so it's still a decent team. Like, I don't blame Slot for I wouldn't accuse him of taking his foot off the gas. This is definitely a great opportunity to rotate. He's reasonable and within sound thought to think that this team should be able to beat Plymouth Argyle. And you should be more shocked that they didn't than that they didn't. And let me just see who they threw in. So they threw in Darwin Núñez. And
Núñez came on.
Yeah. And Doherty. T-Cone Doherty. I don't know that guy from as a Liverpool player. So just looking at what subs they used.
Yeah.
And I don't even recognize Mabaya. Yeah, I don't know Mabaya. So these are academy kids. So yeah, this is an embarrassing thing for Liverpool to get knocked out. Like, get knocked out by like a better, higher quality team, not by. But I also think he was resting. He wants to win the league, and the league is a priority. And you don't want to rest the players on this weekend that you need to win the game against Everton on Wednesday, because there's a Premier League game on Wednesday. It's a makeup game. There was a storm, and the Merseyside derby was not unable to be played. It's the last Merseyside derby that's going to be played at Goodison Park. Not only that, like, Everton has not been playing like Everton recently. They've been playing better than Everton. So it's like, it's worth getting knocked out the cup to rest some players to bring it to full capacity and energy levels versus Everton. So I hope this gamble pays off for him. It'd be tough to lose 2 in a row, which this Liverpool's been very professional. So I expect them to beat a tough, rejuvenated Everton, even though Everton has lost their last game. What do you think? We could just talk about that derby. Like, what do you think the odds? Who do you think could win this?
I mean, again, Liverpool got to be favourites just because of the quality they got in their team and where they are in the league. But I mean, this is a different Everton now. These last few weeks with Moyes, and last Merseyside derby at Goodison, it's going to be under the lights as well. I think it's going to be intense. Like, they're going to be up for it. They're going to be doing all they can to make sure they don't, have the last derby there as a loss. So I can't see them winning it, but I can see them maybe grinding out a draw. I'd love to be wrong because I want a title race. So I'd love to see Everton win it, but I'm conflicted in fantasy football as well because I've got I'm using Moyes as the manager chip at the moment. And but I've also got 3 Liverpool players. I've got Alisson, Luis Diaz, and Salah. So I mean, whatever happens is good for me points wise, I think. But no, I mean, I think like head says Liverpool, heart says Everton will rise to the occasion on the last ever Merseyside derby at Goodison.
Yeah, my logic says Liverpool also, but Everton, it's a derby, and this is cliche, but shit happens in a derby that won't happen in normal games. And I do feel like Everton will be extra specially motivated to fight harder, and they've already been fighting harder since Moyes got there. And would David Moyes, like, even 6 months ago, think he'd be like coaching the last game at Goodison in a Merseyside derby versus Liverpool, who has a chance to win the title? And if he takes this 3 points, or even 2 of the 3, off the table for Liverpool, and Liverpool eventually don't end up winning the title, like, I feel like Everton fans would love that, because it's a rivalry they can't win on paper most of the time, but if they could stop Liverpool from winning the title, put a dent in their title hopes, it's almost like kind of a trophy for them. But I'm going to go Liverpool. I'm still going to go Liverpool, but a tie is highly likely. So we'll see. I'm trying to think if there's any other variables that could swing this either way. I mean, how does Slot react to losses, I see how he reacts to losing a game at the half. Like, he gives good halftime speeches. They've come back in a lot of the games that they're down at the half. So now he's had a full game to lose. Like, what's he going to say to his team,
Although, like, so much of his team who play Wednesday weren't there for this game, so he kind of doesn't even have to pick them up. I have to pick up the guys who are involved, but
yeah. So yeah, well, and I basically kind of agree with you. So we'll see what's up. But I feel it's still a title race. I just like to see the pressure. More than a title race, I like to see the pressure cranked up on Arsenal as they are just helplessly watching this game, and there's nothing that they can do except pray that the results go their way. So who else should we talk about next in the FA Cup?
Should we talk about you scraping past Leicester with a completely and utterly erroneous goal?
Hey man, I'll take it.
I would have loved one of them, to be honest, on Saturday.
I'll take it, man. It's like, what do I say? It was a disgusting display in the first half from us. Like, we didn't show. And I was wondering, is Leicester pressing that well? But then after they scored and then the half ended and we came out in the second half, they pressed just as much, but we found solutions. And it's like, why can't we start the game like that? Why do we have to go down to find this extra energy? That should just be standard. I don't like how we press. Like, it was just always late. Sometimes it works, because there is no space out there for the other teams. But how did Leicester create more pressure on us than we created on them, especially in the first half? Like, it's just even if the ball is just being batted around, but there's some intensity coming from us and turning it over. Even if they turn it over back from us, I at least want to see that. I want to see. I don't mind when the ball is just going back and forth because people are fighting. I mind when I don't see us fighting at all. So we need to put in more fight like we did in the second half. And then, yeah, I'm glad Xerxes scored. So there's a few things. Dogru played on the right, and most fans thought, didn't we just buy a left back? Why is he on the right? You know?
Yeah.
And I think that it was because Amorim wanted to talk him through the game, you know, and it's his first time playing at Old Trafford. Just playing him all right. He plays just as much on the right as he's played on the left for, I think, Leeds. So it's like, yeah, just keep him on the right. At least the low knows what he's supposed to do, even if he ain't doing it. Let me get this new player in and talk to him a little bit. So I think that's why he was over there, but disappointed all the fans. It's a good thing we won, or that would be a big talking point. And yeah, we just looked bad, you know, for a team that cost so much. And the thing that hurt the most is Leicester's not that good. Sometimes there's a few teams in the league, when you look at them, you're like, this team is not that good. Even sometimes when I look at Southampton, I don't feel like they're that bad. Ipswich ain't that bad, but Leicester is really that bad. And then for us to just barely beat them with, you know, thank God the ref didn't take his eye test a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So Harry Maguire finally put a header in the net. He gets to so many headers and misses. And this one he put in the net. So thankful for that. And he played pretty good too, like squeezing up and keeping the ball in the Leicester's half. So he helped us do that too. I'm at a loss for words. One thing I like about Arsenal is that they start with intensity. Like, how do we get our team to start with Arsenal intensity? I don't know. I just don't know. And we're just playing horrible football, horrible looking football. It's tough to watch. And let's hope Amron can survive the season and we can have a great preseason and get the team ready. And hopefully we probably don't deserve it, but hopefully we can win the Europa League. You know, this just wild dreams and shit like that. But thank you, Harry Maguire, for scoring the goal. I got to give you props. And yeah, I mean, what did you think of the Boar Fest, especially in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, Leicester, they looked up for it though. Like they look like they wanted to. They got a couple of players that I like. I like the winger El Canous. Like he's looked good in some games this season. You know, it's his first season in the Premier League, so he's yeah, he looks up for it. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great game to watch, but you're through. That's the main thing. Like you say, you got Dorgu through his first game as well without any real disasters for him. So yeah, I mean, it did give you that little brief break from the league, whether you felt it or not. But yeah, I mean, I'm just jealous you're through, to be honest. I would have killed for an ugly win.
For ugly win.
Yeah, and you got Fulham next round now as well.
And don't they owe us one? So yeah, they're going to be pretty vehement about that. I guess you know, sometimes there's this phrase in football: the winds paper over the cracks, right? Well, that was the wind that papered over the crack, or but we play so bad, the winds don't even paper over the cracks. Like you could still see the cracks through the winds. So that's how bad we've been playing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad for Xerxes getting the goal as well. Probably
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
happy.
easiest ones he'll ever score. When that ball just broke to him in the box. Nice, easy one to tap home. But yeah, just see if you can start turning it around in the league.
Yeah, we'll see. I keep this is me at home hoping. I was like, well, Crystal Palace, when they first got their manager after they got rid of Woodson, was it Roy Woodson or Hodges? Was it Hodges or Woodson? Hodges.
Hodgson.
Hodgson, but it was a combination of both of them. Yeah. They didn't win at first, and towards the end of the season, they picked up speed, gained momentum, and they even beat the shit out of us and had a good end of the season. That's why it took a while. So hopefully, this is the Amarin just taking a while to get it together. But to be honest, I think we won 4 of our last 5, but it doesn't feel like it. That's how ugly we've been. That's not bad, but we've lost so much of those games that we won, it felt like we still lost. But hopefully this takes us into some winning. And I know this is me complaining to a Southampton fan who's going through it. You want to talk about your team before we get to Villa and Tottenham?
Yeah, I mean, I went down there for it on Saturday.
Oh shit!
Went down there to watch the game. Yeah, I was sat by the home dugouts, and yeah, I mean, first half we were okay. We still conceded chances, which worried me against a championship team. Like we had to clear one off the line, and the keeper made a good save, but then they cleared one off the line at the other end off us. Like it was a little bit open the first half. Like they're a team who are doing well in the championship as well. Like they're not idiots. They're not you know, they're not some clowns. Although like even the team that are bottom of the league did well against Liverpool. So yeah, it was it wasn't yeah, it was an open one, and the second half was just bad to watch. We had a shot in the 47th minute early on in the second half, and that was our final shot on target for the rest of the game. So the second half was just a snooze fest. Their goal was ugly as hell as well. Like it was just bad defending. The ball was just bouncing around the box, people not clearing it. It was taking ricochets, and then it fell to like one of their guys who just stuck it in. Who's Marcus Edwards? It was his Burnley debut. He's on loan from Sporting Lisbon. He's a British guy. So yeah, he just poked it in. First goal for him, game winner. And then, I thought, okay, time to throw the kitchen sink at him, try and, get back in this game because that goal was in the 77th minute. And, we had attacking players on the pitch, but we did nothing. We did absolutely nothing. And yeah, they got a big old boo at the end. It kind of feels like we never take 2 steps forward. It's always 1 step forward, 2, sometimes 3, 4, 5 steps backwards. But we won the game against Ipswich. It's a good platform. It's FA Cup against a team in the league below. Let's go out there and do a job here. But yeah, we were bad. We deserved to go out. It was not the best watch. And we got Bournemouth in the next league game now, which
do you think not that your coach has given up, but have your players given up on your coach? Has your coach realized, damn, this is a ridiculous, dire situation? Like, is he down to bring you back up from the championship? Is this what he wants to really go through this to be a Premier League manager?
I don't know. I mean, they look like they're playing for him last weekend against Ipswich. They were fighting him. We scored late on, and they were all celebrating with the fans. It was a big win. So it's a hard one to tell really what's going on. And our chairman said that this is our manager for next season as well. But if we end the season badly, there is a clause in the thing because we gave him like a a 1.5 season deal because he joined halfway through, but with a
Mhm.
clause that if we go down, we could sever it. And it's weird because some games I've seen with him, we look promising, and I'm like, okay, I like some of his ideas, and then other games it's just bad. It's hard to tell whether or not that's on him or the players. But we've got a new director of football now, Johannes Spors, who's a German guy who he's worked at Leipzig before. He's been at a few clubs in that role. So let me just have a look at his future stuff.
What happened to the
Yeah,
one you had before him? Where did he go and when did he go?
he's with you guys.
So you haven't had one in
Wilcox.
that long?
Yeah, Jason Wilcox. Yeah, like someone else on our board was like doing the role
Oh, Jesus Christ.
as like a stand-in. But yeah, we've hired this guy. So yeah, he was at RB Leipzig. He's been at Vitesse Arnhem in the Netherlands. He's been at Genoa in Serie A. So he's been around a few clubs. He's got a good reputation. So hopefully he can help us build.
That, that's crazy. You've had a stand-in director of football for 2 transfer windows at least.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Yeah.
promoted and had no guy. That's a professional. This was what he does for a living. To come to the strongest league in the world, who
Yep.
has professionals at every position, and then now that it's too late, like, you know what we should get? The person we've needed all along. Now that it's too late, that's bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, and you wonder why we're in the position we're in.
Well, now I know why. Now I'm not wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of just let the man, like Russell Martin, when he was here, they just let him sign his friends. That was the transfer strategy before, which worked out well in the Championship when he signed Flynn Downs and people. But yeah, it's not worked out well. We had some issues with Flynn Downs as well because Ipswich tried to buy him before the end of the window, and we told them the price, and they didn't like it. And then he's apparently just like, I don't think he's refused to train, but he's not trained properly. And the manager just came out and said it in an interview after this game. He just went, yeah, he's being a child, basically. He's not training properly. He's like, you got to be professional. And just said, yeah, it's a problem, but we'll sort that out with the
think he
club.
got.
So
You think he got inspired by Amarin to call out Flynn Downs?
maybe. But Downs was a player who was like really crucial to Russell Martin's system. He was really crucial for us in the Championship when we got promoted, and then since Juric has come in, he's not really been sort of as useful. And he wasn't really that useful under Martin in the Premier League. He was in the Championship, but the Premier League looks like it's been a bit beyond him. But he used to play for Ipswich, and it seems they value him and wanted him back. But we said 20 million's a price, and they went, no, thank you. So he was unhappy about that. So yeah, that was one we got sort of lumbered with at the end of the window. But one of our new signings, though, Wellington, the Brazilian left back. I mean, if you guys need a left wing back, I mean, you signed Dorgu, but you should come and have a look at this guy because he was our best player at the weekend. He really good. He was great against Ipswich as well. He's the one I saw him in playing an under 21s game when he first signed because he needed some minutes for fitness. And I saw him play 45 against Fulham under 21s, and you could see he had some quality in that game. And yeah, he was great for us on Saturday. So he's coming from Sao Paulo. He's won trophies with them in Brazil. So he's a good player.
Does he know he's about to go down?
I think so.
Oh man!
But hey, we got him for free. He was at the end of his contract, so if we can flip him
how old
quickly
is he?
and like 24, I think.
24. All right.
So yeah, if we can flip him and get some profit, great. If not, we've got a great left back for the Championship next season.
All right. And we got Alex Sevilla here, Man City fan, stand-up comic. Do we even get into, I think I wanted to say something about United, but I can't remember what it was now. Maybe it'll come back to my head. So we will go to Alex Villa. We will talk about Man City barely scraping past. Is it Leighton Orient in the FA Cup?
Yeah,
And
Pep kept calling them Orient, and he got called out by the press. I don't know if you guys saw that or heard that. Yeah,
why
Pep
would
is like, this
you?
Orient team is so good. Orient, it's like, hey, it's called like it's not called Orient. It's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's called Leighton Orient.
Yeah, he just was calling them Orient. So like they got offended.
What's wrong with that?
Just don't know. I think like it's just. I think they were just trying to find like an imperfection of a Pep to call them out. You know, it's like, oh, disrespectful calling them Orient.
He's been imperfect all year, and he hasn't been
Correct.
hiding it well. So it's like you don't need to
Add more to it.
to add more to it. And he's actually been very vulnerable. I'll give him that. Like I've seen more humanity from Pep than, and I don't even think it's helping him. When Pep was like cold blooded and felt like a sociopath, the teams did better. But he's been very compassionate to the players he's got now. So I wouldn't attack him on that. And from that and on this podcast, we just should they say Orient? You know what I'm saying? But how'd you feel about just barely scraping by this team? They went out, they scored a wonder goal on you guys, right?
Yeah, they scored. Well, it was kind of like an own goal. Like the guy shot
Nah,
from.
that's a goal, bro. That's I
Well,
hate when they do that. That's
I mean,
world class.
they give it to the goalie because like the ball bounced and the ball wasn't gonna like if the goalie wasn't there, the ball doesn't go in. Like he bounced on the post and he
No,
hit
if the
on his.
guy doesn't kick it from before the halfway line, it doesn't go in. Not if it comes off the post, hits the goalkeeper, and then goes back in. That's
Trust me, I
a
would rather give it
world
to the guy
class.
than the goalie. Like because
Yeah.
like that might be your next keeper. Like that might be the keeper for next season, and he's. I think the moment he found out he was Ed. I think he's been playing. Has not been playing well. I think he found out like he's gonna be the starting goalie, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good being the backup. Bring somebody else, Pep." You know.
Hilarious. So you guys came back. How do you feel? To give us your feelings on your game.
I didn't watch the game. It was at 4 in the morning. I had a show the night before, and
4:15.
4:50. You're right, 4:50. I
4:15 a.m.
apologize. Yeah, and I ended up getting I got home like at 2 in the morning, and I was just like, I don't want to watch it. I wanted to watch it for Nico Gonzalez. That's the new signing, new midfielder, and he was basically like by 1 in the morning. I checked my phone and he said that he was gonna start, and I was like, oh man, I kind of wanna stay up and watch the game, but I kind of a long week, so I was like, no, I don't. I'm just gonna like record it or watch the highlights, and I'm happy I didn't watch it because he got injured 20 minutes into the game.
Damn.
And but it wasn't even like an injury. It was like one of those like I was like, come on, lad, get up. Like this is embarrassing because you're gonna get roasted because he was like a self challenge
Mm-hmm.
and almost seemed like his leg was. I don't know. I think like he's just like all the comments were like, hey, get up. This is in Spanish league. Like this is the mob. I don't know. He got yeah. I think he was like a little self challenge. Uh, but he's playing tomorrow. I think he's starting tomorrow against Madrid. So that's good. That's good news for us.
Let's talk about Madrid versus Man City tomorrow. What do you think of your chances, bro? And where's the game?
The game's C. Like we're playing like the first game's in Manchester. Uh, I wouldn't say I'm confident, right? But I think like the City Madrid's like past 5 years and stuff. Those games have been like completely like great games, and I think like out of all the games, I think City has outplayed Madrid. We're getting other results, but there's some like unfortunate circumstances like we're winning on PKs, Bernardo decides to do something dumb and we like lose the game. Then we're winning the game 2-0 and they score 3 goals on us on the last 2 minutes into the game, But that's what happens if you play Madrid. So I think overall, like I think like looking back into their previous history and stuff, I will feel confident, but because what's been going on with this season, I think everybody, all City fans, I think there's some kind of like a dot. We're not really we don't know what's gonna happen, but at the same time, when I'm running into Madrid fans, they don't look confident either. They don't like, apparently they have a bunch of injuries. They don't have any center backs playing. They're playing. I think Valverde's gonna play right back for them, and the left back they have some new 18-year-old playing left back or something like that. So, but again, but they got Mbappe, Vini, and in Rodrigo on
Bellingham
top.
and Rodrigo. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just gonna be a. I hope it's not like a super chaotic game where like both teams just are going crazy at each other. Because I don't think I can handle that. I want more like a slow game, like a 1-1 or something like that, or like a City win by one.
I feel like you guys are too fragile to win that game. I feel like, you know, even though it's weird, like, Real Madrid's at the top of the league, but they've considered to not be an informed team. And it, I just, and they have injuries and they just tied with Atletico Madrid. But you guys can't take any type of adversary from a real team. You barely survived Orient adversary. Now, like Real Madrid is going to pull up with Jude, Mbappe, and Rodrigo and Valverde. No matter where he plays, he's got the energy. And you guys don't have no energy.
I think like if somehow I think it could be kind of what happened with Arsenal because for a moment City I think like there was like 20 minutes against Arsenal there was some 20 minutes where City just looked kind of like back to like things are going well picking up
Mhm.
plays or like coming back to the game we score but the moment Arsenal scored like like City ties the game Arsenal scores and all the players just look deflated they're kind of like man
That's why I picked the word
exactly so I
yeah, and fragile. Adversity, like the things that were standard for you guys. Like, listen, you see Madrid score on if you Madrid is better than Arsenal. If they score on you, you guys are gonna deflate like a balloon because you're just gonna look at these names and be like, I feel like your team is like, we'll get them next year. You know what I mean? We'll put up a fight, but if we start losing,
yeah
you
it could
guys
be
have
it
written
could
this year
be
off already. Like we'll get them next year. It's
It could
fine.
it could be something like that, but at the same time, right? I think like if somehow the game starts and we're rolling and we score like an early goal and stuff, I can also see like Ancelotti just being like, "Oh man, this team has scored in me like 20 some. I think like I read like a crazy stat that City has scored like 20 something goals over the past for like four past Champions League. City has scored 20 something goals on Madrid, and obviously there's like in 8 games, right? But it's just that's like a crazy
That was
amount of
City at their best.
exactly. But that's what I'm. But you as a
This
coach,
is City at
just
their worst.
you as a coach, you're watching the game and you're like, City is like they're looking good. And my defense is really like not the best. Let's. I might have to just play another center defensive mid. I might have to do something about. Yeah, and honestly, man, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I can see City playing their best. I can also see us playing our worst. I can see both
But
teams.
your best is your worst right now.
I don't know because there's been moments there's been moments when City like it starts picking up things and we're looking back normal and something stupid happens and we don't
Yeah,
do it, you know?
I feel like, of course, you're gonna have those moments in the game because you're City and it's written in your DNA, so you're gonna look good. But there's just something. It's like when you have COVID and you can't taste. You motherfuckers can't taste,
Never had
and
COVID.
taste is very important. To
Uh,
cooking. You know what I mean? It's
I never
very.
had COVID. City has never had COVID, so we don't know. We don't
City
know
got
about
COVID,
those.
bro. City
City
got
got COVID.
COVID, bro.
Yeah,
Uh, Lee, just tell them how bad they're gonna lose on Wednesday. Thursday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's
Oh, tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tell them how bad. Just go ahead, man.
No, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna lose badly. They might lose, but I can see this one being tight. Because yeah, I mean, City have got the players to step up. It's just weird watching them at the moment because like it felt like some games recently they've turned it around and then other ones they've sort of regressed again. So it's a hard one to call because Real Madrid obviously they got a bunch of quality as well, but then yeah, I mean, they sort of didn't really dominate that much in the derby at the weekend. I mean, they dominated in terms of possession of that, but they drew 1-1 with Atletico.
Atletico's in the top 3 in the league.
Atletico are monsters this season.
Yeah.
And Alvarez scored the penalty, and then Mbappe pulled one back. But I mean, yeah, well, I don't know, because playing Atletico as well takes it out of you, because they fight. Like, they're a fighting team. Like, Simeone teams are just horrible to play against. So I don't know if that will have an effect at all on this with that. Although, like, Gallagher didn't come off the bench in that game, so I don't know if he'll be crucial for Atletico in this game, because they'll need some runners, I think. Oh, sorry, not Atletico. Sorry,
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
I almost made the same mistake too.
I'm trying to look who played minutes for them.
Yeah, like if you guys look at the lineup, it's just like I mean, no respect to this Fran Garcia or Asensio, but it's just there's a difference, right? I think, like, when we played before, they had a Rudiger, Alaba, and Haaland. Like, basically Haaland tends to ghost, and we know Haaland sometimes disappears in those games, and he had basically Rudiger just toying with Haaland until basically Haaland scored one play and stuff. I don't know who's going to be marking Haaland. If Tokmani, I don't know how to say his name, Touchmani, the French guy, the
Tchouameni, yeah.
If he's going to be, like, responsible for Haaland, if they're going to, like, maybe mark him with, like, Asensio, or maybe they drop somebody else. So I feel like
that's so cute. Look at you hoping.
I'm not hoping. It's just, honestly, I feel like it comes down to what the lineups are going to be. Because also, I don't know what Pep is going to do tomorrow. If he's gonna play with just one center defensive mid, Nico, if he's playing with Kovacic and Gundo and De Bruyne, who cannot run, and that would be don't do it.
Your midfield still has no legs.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if maybe tomorrow he wakes up and says, you know what, I'm playing Foden, and I'm playing this new kid, and I'm playing Rico Lewis or something insane. I don't know what Pep is gonna do. We never know with Pep. Like, he's overthinking this game probably, and he might just think about something. Maybe he plays Nunez. He's like, Nunez, I don't want you right back. I want you playing defense center in the mid or something. I don't know what Pep is doing, man. I wish I can. Let me call him right now. I'll see if he answers, and I'll ask him what he's gonna do.
He's gonna tell you he don't know what he's doing.
I don't think he knows.
I can see him putting his most experienced players in for this one, though.
I see that too, and I don't think
it's that sort of occasion. And I think, that might be a problem in terms of your legs.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, Real Madrid have only really got legs in the front line in terms of, like, because their midfield, like the double pivot they played in front or behind Bellingham at the weekend was Valverde and Ceballos. And Ceballos is like he's a passer.
Can I just tell you how underrated Ceballos is?
He's a good player, but he's not like a powerhouse. He's not an athlete.
I'm telling you, man, this guy is better. There's a reason they're playing him now, because you can't count on Vinny, Rodrigo, and Bellingham and Mbappe to help you, like, defensively. So they're like, who do we got? Ceballos, and he's played the last few games and stayed in. I don't know if they're gonna rest him because he just played so many games back to back. But he, like you said, he's a passer, which is good. But I think he's just been underrated, and desperation is making them use him now. And I think people are gonna really see how good this guy is.
Yeah, but then do they sub him out and bring in Modric for this game? Because, again, play the occasion with your most experienced players.
Or they might just play Camavinga, because that's what I thought he didn't play, because maybe he was getting rested for the game. But then what Ian said, I found out Ceballos has been playing well for them, and he's actually the starter now. So I don't know. I'll be don't message me, don't call me if things are going bad. My phone's gonna be off. Yeah.
And then Mendy was on the bench. That means he's fine. I don't know how game fit he is, but he's a really good defender, left back. And he fits well with he goes well with Vinny Jr. If you want to pair wines, with something. Like the problem with Madrid is they need to get rid of some of this offense, offload it, and get some quality defenders. Like look how they got Modric, they got Adeguya, they got Endrick. They got a bunch of young defenders.
Also, we City does not have the Beanie's kryptonite anymore. I think like Walker used to handle Beanie, man. Like Beanie has said it in the past, like he's the best defender he's faced and stuff. Like Beanie, like I think like I'll remember Walker. I'll be like Walker, you're playing so bad. But every time he played against Beanie, he was like, all right, Walker, I'm sorry for anything I said to you, man. You are still the man, and we don't have him anymore. So,
Don't worry,
man,
Jamal Lewis will handle it for you.
no, man, it's gonna be Mateo Nunez. Mateo Nunez is just
First
like
of all, it's he does not want
I'm
to
not
play.
tough. I know.
He does not want to play. He does not feel like he belongs there, and he gives up in the game to beg Pep to take him out. And Pep is like, no, I couldn't turn any non-player into a player. That guy has messed up so much. I'm not even going in on him. Like, this is above his level playing at Man City.
And playing against Vinicius.
And yeah, that's good luck finding some answer for that. So all three of us agree Man City's going to lose?
No, I'm calling
draw. We're winning.
There we go. You're saying Real. I'm saying draw. Alex is saying City win.
All right, it's cool. That's fine.
We're covering all bases.
Yeah, we'll see who's. Yeah. I'll just say one more thing. Real Madrid has so much firepower. All Man City has is a Haaland. And that's fine. A Haaland is fine. But when there's a Rodrigo, there's a Vinicius Jr., there's an Mbappe, and there's a Jude Bellingham. And if three of them score, and you got no midfield, and one Haaland, and Mateus Nunes, I don't know. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but all right.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for your reaction video of City winning against Madrid. Like your Eagles video, man. I want one of those. When
you'll turn off this game at halftime. It won't be that bad. I'm just talking shit, but yeah, just for the fun of it. But I don't see it for him. We want to talk about Villa versus Tottenham. Do you guys want to kick Tottenham while they're down?
Always.
Right. Go ahead, man.
You know, that brightened up my weekend watching that game yesterday. You know, I got to watch them concede early on. That was nice. You know, the other Asensio, the more known Asensio, is boarding out for Villa already, popping passes around with Rodgers, and yeah, Villa just they got a nice attack. Like they interchange, they run in behind. They got technical players as well. So yeah, add in Rashford and Asensio to that group with Rodgers and Ramsey and Watkins and Donnell Malian's there now as well, and Bailey too. Like that's a lot of nice options for a club to have. And yeah, and then you've got obviously players who just work hard behind them, like McGinn and people, and Kamara is a good player as well. They're a little bit light at the back right now because they had a couple of injuries as well in this game.
Yeah.
Like Conso and off, but they signed Disasi from Chelsea as well, so they got him to come in for the league games. But yeah, just a joy to see Spurs lose. I know Tell got his his first goal in the end, and Martinez pulled off a good save or two at one point, and yeah, kept them in it. But yeah, you know, Tottenham, you struggled, you huffed and you puffed to get past part-time Tamworth in the previous round just to crash out like this. So yeah, it lifted me from my post Southampton game slump, seeing Spurs get knocked out as well. So I'm happy.
They're playing United next week, so
yeah, we'll get into that.
Because United don't do well against Spurs either.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's Spurs
yeah.
is such a roller coaster. Like they lose one and then the next one they score, So I like United's gonna face the good Tottenham, the good version.
I wish I could be as confident about Man United beating Spurs as I am about Real Madrid beating Man City, but I'm not even close. And I got my Doc Martens on so I can kick Spurs while they're down. But now that you just brought up that we're playing them next, I'm like, but let's just talk about the Villa part of it. I don't know if you can hear this alarm going off. Okay, shut off. But the Villa part of this, man, of Villa versus Tottenham, like you were just naming off names, Lee, and I'm like, because that's what I was thinking this weekend. Like, what great mid-season moves did an intent was just shown by Villa in January. Like, first of all, I was talking to Lloyd, and just the Asensio move. You brought a 3-time Champions League winner from Real Madrid,
Yeah,
and he was at PSG, and I watch PSG highlights every week, and he's in them. It's just 10 minutes of every game. He's in them because he's doing something. He was playing 10 for them, so it's not like he was just at PSG. I think PSG just wants to go younger, and they got a bunch of young players, and they want to play them and get them acclimated. That's what their coach Garcia is trying to do right now. But PSG didn't get rid of him because he wasn't doing nothing. He was completely like contributing over there. And then the touches that he exhibited in this game, like I was like, the league is in trouble. If everybody better win their games because Villa's coming for them. If you're a few points ahead of Villa or a few points behind, buckle up because it's on now. Asensio is quality. Marcus Rashford, like I thought, is gonna. He ran on the pitch with more enthusiasm than he's played entire games for Man United. it was crazy. And then, you know how he used to pull out of challenges for United? His first challenge, he bust a dude's head open with his elbow. He wouldn't even challenge anybody that hard or go for the ball that hard in his last year and a half at Man United. So you could see where his intent is and what he plans to do while he's there, which is good for us, but also sad as hell for us. But the best case scenario is that he does do well there, and we can get more value for him. And so he's over there nutmegging people. Should have probably won a penalty, or at least a free kick off a Pedro Porro challenge after just like Marcus Rashford was on the pitch when we played Spurs and got beat by Spurs at home. And he didn't do that to Pedro Porro. It's the same guy. It's the same Spurs. So he's more motivated there than he is with us. And but Spurs has some really good pieces. I know Bailey is going to be looking at his job. Bailey is good when he's not had the greatest year at Villa. But that's once they got rid of Diaby, and he was the only guy on that side of the pitch. But now that they got Asensio, they got Marlon, there's options. He's going to have to fight for playing time, and that's what motivates him. So I expect his game to improve. And then your Ramsey, McGinn has been having a great season. He's been playing good. Then there's Kamara. He's usually injured, but he's been playing a lot now. There's Tillemans. Like that midfield, it's one of the best midfields in the Prem. And they got goals. Even though they sold Duran, I see goals everywhere from the front to the midfield. Questions defensively, you're right, because they've had some defensive injuries. But yeah, I don't have to worry about Villa because of where we're at in the table. We're way behind them. But Man City, you hold on to that Champions League spot.
No, a topic, but kind of question related. What do you think because we got Asensio and Rashford on loans, and I mean you're getting two good players on loans. Is it because PJ is playing nice football and United's okay, let's let's send them to be like, 'cause he'll be, I don't know, like we can recoup some money if he plays well there. Is that like the logic of sending? Because I feel like they're both good players that you probably could have sold them for something, but you're getting them on loan. You loan them to be like,
Well, Marcus Rashford has a really high salary, and
Yeah, that's true.
his
That's true.
his play has been questionable. So if you're gonna buy him, you want to test drive him
That's right.
first.
And it's probably the same thing with Asensio from PSG salaries. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
salaries probably.
But they got him now for both of them for the next less than 6 months, and they both want to play. And the best you could do is have two players that want to play, and fighting and pushing to play and motivating the rest of your players. Like the coaching, you don't have to really coach them. The desperation to play is like coaching them. So, yeah, I think Villa's in a really strong position. As far as Tottenham, I still like Tottenham's kids. I still think they went to Villa, who's just strengthened themselves, even though but by addition by minus because they lost Duran. But I still think the kids from Spurs, when they're one season older next year, and then Spurs doesn't have the injuries they have this year, whoever coaches that Spurs team will do well. I think Villa next year is a great job for Eric Ten Hag. I do.
You don't think Emery's going to be there?
Not Villa. I mean Spurs. Spurs next year is a great job for Eric Ten Hag. That's what I think, because he's a good hybrid of low block and counterattack. And then sometimes he does want to win possession. He does need a team with legs. I think he's just better at it than when he has the personnel than Postecoglou. Yeah. So, but us playing them, I don't know. I hope we could beat them, but I don't know if we could beat them. We look like trash. So, but Spurs, Martin was saying last week, or somebody was saying last week, at least Spurs used to look good when they lose. Now they don't. So they look considerably weaker than they did earlier in the season. Pedro Porro it's not his fault when the ball gets turned over on the other side of the pitch, but they center their attack on the space right behind him, which is right down the middle of the pitch. So then he's going forward, and then they're going back this way. So he just gets caught out, and then that's where the goals are coming from. So, but he looks bad.
Who's United playing on the next round?
I didn't check.
Fulham. United got Fulham.
Oh, and you guys got the Giant Slayers. Man City got Plymouth Argyle Sox.
We have to do revenge for Liverpool, man. I bench them.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think who's gonna win. Man City versus Spurs this weekend. Big game.
United Spurs.
Sorry, I'm messing up.
Where is it? Is it? Oh, they beat you at Old Trafford, didn't they?
Yeah, it's at
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, no offense, but you've both been terrible recently. So I don't even know. And like both teams want to press. So, and both teams struggle to defend. So I can see it being like a 2-2 or something.
Our last game was 4-3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm calling it 2-2.
Yeah, I could see something like that. I'll take a point. That's success for us. It's a 6-pointer too. It's a fight for the top of the bottom half of the table.
I don't know why
fight for 15th place.
I'm not joking when I told Martin that I like watching Spurs, like not because they play well, it's just like it's entertaining, So I'm thinking like this game, like United Spurs is gonna be like 5 goals. So it's gonna be like it could be a 4-1, 3-2, either side and stuff. It's just I think like there's just goals when you watch Spurs.
No, we're good enough to give up at least 2. So I don't think
I'm
you're
saying.
wrong.
So it'll be like a 4-2 someone. Someone might win like a 4-2 or 4-0.
I just
It's
don't know
interesting.
where we're going to get 2 goals from. I know where we could give up 2. I don't know where we're going to get 2 from.
Maguire, bro.
Maguire.
Another Xerxes tap in.
I mean,
or a Bruno penalty after Pedro Porro chops someone down.
Yeah. after Porro has to backpedal because somebody gave up the ball on the other side of the pitch and he had plans to go forward. What else do we have to cover this week? Can't do fantasy league.
We can go any of that.
Is there any other game on the Champions that you guys sort of like? I don't unfortunately think like there's not really. I guess maybe the Juventus game is kind of nice. Juventus PSV. Nah.
Yeah, there's the all French game. There's Brest PSG as well.
I like to see PSG play. I'll check them out. Is that legal for them to 2 French teams to play each other?
Yeah.
I thought they tried to like rule stuff like that out.
No, not in the groups or in the first stage. They don't allow it.
Okay.
But yeah, Sporting Dortmund I think would be a fun game as well.
Sporting haven't been playing that good since Amarin left.
But I mean, it's definitely all eyes on Real Madrid.
But both those coaches are struggling. Sporting coach and Dortmund coach.
Dortmund coach got fired.
He got fired, Khan?
Yeah, Nuri Sahin.
Nuri Sahin, he got fired this weekend?
No, I think it was a week before, maybe even 2 weeks. Yeah, he got given the can.
Oh, okay. So I knew he wasn't doing well.
Yeah, there was one particular game I can't remember who it was against. It was like the tipping point. They were like, "Nah, you're gone." So they brought in Niko Kovac, who like an experienced sort of. He's a German Croatian, but he played for like Hertha Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen. He played for Bayern Munich for a little bit as well.
Right.
But yeah, he's the new manager.
Yeah.
Super Everton plays Liverpool on Wednesday.
We talked about that, but if you want to, if you want to give us your feelings on that.
Well, there's some concern among the City fans that they're thinking that Liverpool can. I think like if they win every single game of their season, they're gonna beat City's record of 101. Now they can go to 102 or something like that. So everybody's like, they cannot. We must not let them win every single game. Like fam, they're not.
Is that what you're worried about?
That's what. Hey man, our fan base is insane. Like I'm like, what were you? We got Madrid in front of us, and you guys are worrying about 100 points. What's wrong with you guys?
You need to worry about Aston Villa, like I just mentioned profusely. And you're worried about what?
Well, how many points Liverpool can score? That's one of the
hilarious. Do you think Everton can make Liverpool drop points?
I think they're playing in Everton, and normally like those games have been normally those games are competitive, so maybe like a 0-0, 1-1.
So that doesn't answer the question.
Do I see it? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think Liverpool's gonna win.
Did we cover everything that we mentioned?
Yeah,
at the top. Oh, that was fast. That's pretty fast. Wow.
Did you cover Brighton playing Chelsea again? Just like they play against each other again.
Oh no, we left that one out.
Yeah, we did leave that one out. Good call.
They got Chelsea obviously got eliminated by them, and they get to see him again this Friday on Valentine's. So.
And where is the game at?
same situation. Like it's a Brighton. I think it's at the same time at 12, and same lineup. So it's just kind of like let's do it again,
Run it back.
Run it back, exactly.
Yeah, I like Matoma's goal in this one. Nice header from the cross.
My heart says root for Chelsea.
What? Oh yeah, you don't like Brighton. I know.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Brighton.
Because Brighton bullies United normally.
Yeah, I don't like
yeah,
their manager either, so I'm going to root
yeah,
for Chelsea in this one too.
yeah. I'm not feeling their manager for him. It's not because he's bad. I don't like him. He needs to be humbled.
He's German, huh? Isn't he German?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's German. But
yeah,
there's
Fabian
something.
Herzler.
Yeah, but there's just something a little too cocky about him. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So,
I'm
and I
gonna have
like
to check.
Cole
I'm gonna have
Palmer.
to check the scores against United because I think that's the reason why. I want to see the celebration. I think he probably celebrated against United, huh?
They beat us in at home on a João Felix like last minute thing. I just don't like him. Why don't you like him, Lee? What is it? Can you put your finger on it? It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
it's the arrogance. I've gone over it before, like
right.
when João Pedro threw that elbow the other week, and
That was a red card.
the journalist questioned about it, and he said, "Oh, have you ever played the game?" It's like, well, you don't need to have played the game to know that that's a red card. And yeah, just I've been over it before when he was just a rat against Southampton when we beat them. Well, we drew with them 1-1. Sorry, and he was like asking for players to be sent off and stuff. And then tried scrapping with Russell Martin at the time. I was just like, no, I don't like this guy. He's got an arrogance, an unwarranted arrogance.
An unwarranted arrogance. Yeah, I'm not feeling that guy. I don't like him. I wanted to bring up something because you mentioned one of your last managers. You know, one of your last managers is doing pretty well, I think, in the Bundesliga.
Hasenhüttl.
Yeah. Where's his team?
Yeah. Let me have a look at the Bundesliga because he's at Wolfsburg.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was good for us for a while. He just stayed too long. He did do some good stuff with us, but yeah, he's ninth in the Bundesliga.
All right.
But that's a super competitive league. Dortmund are down in 11th, which is pretty crazy. That's going to lose you your job at Dortmund if you're if you're in 11th place. But yeah, Leverkusen are second to Bayern, but it's the gap's big already. It's like 8 points. So we're back to Bayern winning. Harry Kane might finally get a trophy. It would be pretty catastrophic to throw that away now. And yeah, Frankfurt
I can see it somehow, like it's slipping out of their hands somehow. I don't want to. I'm hoping Company wins it, but it'd be hilarious if he does.
Oh, it would be so funny. But yeah, you got your other usual clubs up there, like Frankfurt with all their Man City money now. They're in third.
Hilarious.
RB Leipzig are fourth. So
I do want Company to win it, independent of the fact that he's with Bayern. And I do feel bad for Harry Kane. Like, he's got to get this monkey off his back. He can't. It'll be. How could you be so blessed and so cursed? You know what I mean? That's like, he's give him something, God. Come on, football gods. Just this is he left Spurs. Stop making it Spursy for him.
So shout out to my German team. They're top of the second division. These guys, they're on my mug. FC Köln.
Hilarious.
They're the Southampton of Germany. They got relegated last year, but they're coming straight back up. So hopefully that's an omen.
Well, at least you'll be rooting for somebody in stripes in some league. Might not be the Prem, but yeah.
They're not playing stripes. They're like either all white or all red.
All white or red.
With red or white trim. So
I think I saw them lose this weekend, but it was close or something like this.
They played Leverkusen in midweek in the cup, and Leverkusen is like pretty much part of the city of Cologne, which were Köln's the German for Cologne. And yeah, they played. It's like a big derby game, and they played each other in the cup, and Köln were leading the game, and then they turned it round. Leverkusen won 3-2.
Yeah.
No, or did it go? Was it 3-2?
Yeah, 3-2.
3-2 or 3-1.
3-2. They scored 2 goals in the minute, like typical Leverkusen stuff, like on minute 98 and minute 100 or something like that.
Yeah, it was turned around late on. Yeah, 90, 96 and 98. So yeah, it was a tough one for them. But yeah, they were. I'm glad they're looking like they're going to come straight back up because I've been to watch a few of their games out in Germany before. So yeah, I've got a soft spot for them. picked up this mug from the stadium.
Hilarious.
I was there. You got the stadium on it.
I like that. I like how the danger how you live on the edge trying to transport a glass cup from a stadium to your home in England, like across from one continent to an island, and not break it.
I was in my car. It was fine.
Exactly.
I just put it in the trunk with the luggage. It was fine. Yeah, I was driving around Germany.
There's still an element of danger of that to me. You know what I mean?
That used to be my buddy used to be like, they used to like, when for FIFA, that's the team he used to pick, because he said that the goat, it looks like the goat is doing some steps with the logo, and I was like,
Yeah, they got the goat. You see the goat on the logo there.
Yeah.
And before their games, they have like a club goat, and they bring him out before the game, and he does like a lap of the stadium. The handlers walk him around, and everyone cheers.
That must be the luckiest goat in the world. Like he ain't gonna get eaten. He's just gonna get fed and kept fat, and just like, I'm the goat for Cologne. Don't matter.
And he gets to watch football every week. So
yeah, free seats. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, I did see Barcelona beat Sevilla, right? I know you was gonna watch that.
Yeah, that was there was lots going on in that game. There was a red card for Barca. Fermin came off the bench and then got sent off. But yeah, Lewandowski scored.
Had goals.
And who got the other one? Was it Rafinha got one? It was a good game. It was there was lots going on. Like I said, the referee made it tough with that red card, and then they went and got another one at the end anyway. Yeah, because Fermin scored when he came off in the second half, and then Rafinha scored, and then Sevilla were pushing to get back in it, and then Eric Garcia scored right at the end to make it 4-1 as well. So yeah, it was a fun watch.
Sevilla has a guy from one of those teams in the Euros. He scored. Vasquez, yeah. Who's that? Sweden or what?
Oh, so not Vasquez, sorry, Vargas.
Vargas. Where is he from? Sweden, or where is he from? Denmark or Norway? One of those teams. Like, he scored. I remember that guy from the last few international tournaments.
Have a look.
McTominay scored for Napoli again. Clearly, we were using him wrong.
Yeah, Ruben Vargas is from Switzerland.
Yeah. I knew he was from a really white country.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Alex just Vargas from a really white country. That's why he always stood out to me. Alex just put the Coachella Valley Invitational match schedule.
Yeah, can we hear about that?
Go ahead, tell us about it. Let me reject these cookies and you tell me about it. Go ahead.
Reject the cookies. So like in the polo grounds where Coachella happens every week and stuff. Like, I mean, every week where Coachella happens every year. They do like this. It's tournament, like it's like Coachella Ball Invitational, because the LA Galaxy owner is owner of the AG, right? Like the owner of the
it's like a pre-season thing, isn't it? Out there every season.
It's a pre-season thing, yeah. And it's super cool because like you get to see all the players and stuff, and the players are actually so, I don't know, they're like very like super cool. Like, I guess like after the game it's over, they hang out and stuff. They take pictures with like everybody. Like, there's just it seems like a little bit. It's like they seem friendlier than normal friendly games, because
it's like spring training for the MLS.
Something like that. Yeah, it's cool. And tickets are like $25.
Should try to go. Let's see, Saturday, Sunday.
I'll be there on Saturday. If you pull up, let me know.
All right.
I'm trying to watch San Diego. The Chucky Lozano guy.
Too bad. LAFC's not in this.
Nah, I thought they were. No, they're not.
What teams are there this year?
No, they were in the first game. They were in the first. If you scroll up, that was LAFC always comes, but they just come to the first games.
Let me see if I can share this. Let me see. Let me share. You know this is gonna be hard. You know this is not. God
Whole
damn
pod's
it.
about to end. Goodbye,
Shit,
everyone.
yeah, about to-
Ian's just gonna hit the wrong button.
Start broadcast. 2, 1. I don't know what's going on now.
I think you got to okay it. You're doing screen broadcast.
Who has to okay? Me, you?
I think you. I'm not. It says like there's like a little warning on there. It says everything on your screen, including notifications, will be recorded.
All right, but
Yeah.
I don't see that for me
Oh,
on my screen. It says screen broadcast.
I think
It
you might have
says Zoom.
to click like away from that. Just click on the screen in general,
Okay,
and then
and then let me see.
move to whichever window it is that you got that open in.
Shit, where's that window at? This is fun. Optimize video. Whiteboard. Maybe if I could go into messages. Let me see. I don't even see the messages that was sent. Meetings, background notes. Was that a note you just sent me, Alex?
No, I haven't seen anything.
You sent me the
Welcome
link
to
on
the
chat. Let me go
Technical
chat.
Difficulties podcast.
Yeah. What do you guys see now?
Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, it's all up on screen.
Dude, we did it. We did it, y'all. So this was this week. See, when Alex does not speak English over text. Like he sent me, he just said, how about you just come up to this? We don't live next door. It's 2 hours away. There's no explanation of what this is. He's just like, just pull up. You would never just pull up to LA. You'd make a trip. So what?
You came to Palm Springs for like 3 weeks in a row randomly. So
yeah, that was kind of like a fire. Where I live was, you know what I mean?
True. That wasn't random. That
it wasn't random. I chased out of LA, so it was a little different. But
you should try and catch a Charlotte FC game. See Zaha.
Oh yeah, he's there now. So that's Wednesday. That's this Wednesday.
Yeah. Saturday looks nice. You got San Diego versus Red Bulls. That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Charlotte are playing Timbers as well at the same time.
You know, I like to go to Coachella before Coachella. So yeah, maybe I'll try it. And then Sunday is this.
Sunday's like the women's games.
Sunday's NWSL.
Yeah, no one goes to those.
Okay, now going to that. Okay, so Saturday, if anything, is Saturday, and Wednesday, which is 2 days from now. All right, that's cool. Let me do this. Let me see if I can stop the share.
There we go. Boom. We're back on.
We're back on, man. See how smooth I am with technology, y'all.
Yeah, you learn on the spot.
On the fly, under pressure. You know? But yeah, I guess we covered it all, you know. What's that song? We won the lot, we played them all. Are those the lyrics?
I think that's like the lyrics to We Are the Champions, isn't it?
I'm not even gonna try.
It's like the starting lyrics to We Are the Champions.
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. Let's just stop there. Let's just end this. But all right, guys, thank you for watching and listening on iTunes, Omni Studio, Spotify. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you, Alex, for showing up after scraping by Orient. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting on tomorrow. Real Madrid, big match, top of La Liga versus the bottom of the top of the Premier League.
Yeah,
and
throw some Man City hate in the comments, guys. I know you like to.
Yeah, I know you know.
I like reading it.
It's hilarious. And Lee, sorry, man, but who you got this weekend?
We got Bournemouth. That's not going to go well.
Let's not even go. Let's not even talk about that any further. All right, and wish United luck and good luck to your teams. Unless you're playing ours, we love you. Have a good week. 1.